Most creatures on this planet will clearly let you know when your survival is not longer their problem, but these cute, cuddly, fluffy, tiny agents of doom will send you straight to a permanent dirt nap, with your name neatly engraved on the rock without a warning. So if you don't want to get benched early by natural selection, you must know that this is not a friendly pet. If you want to keep all your fingers, avoid retiring from life, helplessly paralyzed in excruciating pain, counting down your last breaths, you definitely shouldn't touch it. Believe me, there is a reason these guys are wearing the thickest gloves known to mankind. The slow loris is one of nature's rare experiments with venomous mammals, and somehow it still ended up cute and fluffy. This inconspicuous creature of hell secretes venom from glands inside its elbow, and lick it to cut its teeth to deliver a bite that will send you in an anaphylactic shock, destroy your cell tissue, and will mess with your blood circulation. And just in case you thought venomous cuteness was a one-time fluke, meet the platypus. If you find yourself in this weird place called Australia and get introduced to this duck, beaver, egg-laying attempt to an aquatic mammal, don't pick it up. The venom produced by the male platypus, stored on a spur on its tiny outer leg, will not kill you, but the pain is so bad that you will get incapacitated, your muscles atrophied, and you might start begging for mercy.
The most excruciating pain I've ever had in my whole life.
Oh, by the way, did you know that there are poisonous birds on this planet? And the most potent being this cute, toxic little guy, also known as the hooded pitui, which lives here in New Guinea. It literally sweats poison and covers its skin and feathers with the poison, which in a big enough quantity will paralyze you and cause a heart failure. But there is no record of this birdie life retiring any human yet, and unless you're in a hurry to meet your maker, if you don't eat the little guy, you probably will just end up in the nearest ER if you decide to pet him for a while. Fun fact, every other poisonous bird on this planet comes from New Guinea. I don't know what you guys are doing to your birds over there, but seriously, stop. Anyway, this still falls under the category of cute, but definitely keep away from kids. What's coming next is on a whole other level. I honestly didn't even expect that nature could be this metal. If New Guinea birds didn't already have you second guessing your next hike in wild nature, well, hold my rainforest, because this frog will surely make you question why the deadliest animals always look the cutest. The golden dart frog, native to South America's rainforest, is about the size of a paperclip, and yet it's packing enough poison to unlive you and probably your entire neighborhood. Its skin is loaded with a toxin so powerful that even touching it will make you regret every life choice you ever made. This walking dead wish can produce 1 milligram of batrachotoxin, one of the deadliest substances known to man. Just a few micrograms will send you 6 feet deep. And if you think 1 microgram is not enough, let's just put it this way. If the golden dart frog wanted to go berserk, it could, without breaking a sweat, take out 200,000 mice, 20 humans, 15 adult rhinos, and a couple of elephants. Oh, and I just realized we've been hopping between venomous and poisonous like it's not big deal. But for those of you who may have missed the memo or skipped middle school biology altogether, let me break it down real quick. If something is venomous, usually a predator injecting prey with venom. On the other hand, poisonous creatures use the toxin as a defensive mechanism, which means the poison needs to be touched, ingested, or absorbed through the skin. No injections require it. But don't worry, this isn't a biology video, and I won't bore you to death with the nitty-gritty details. Just remember, venom is injected and poison is ingested. And since we're talking about bright-colored species, if you ever see this fuzzy little thing and you decide to touch it, seriously, what are you doing with your life? For the sake of your lineage, stay away. This little cotton ball with legs is a puff caterpillar, one of the top-ranking venomous caterpillars in North America. Its fur actually hides mean little spikes that will inject you with venom, triggering extremely painful burn, radiating throughout your body, makes you puke yourself, and guarantee a trip to the nearest hospital that you won't forget anytime soon. And while we're on the subject of caterpillars that belong in horror movies, let me introduce you to the Lonomia obliqua, aka giant silkworm, aka assassin caterpillar, aka the most venomous caterpillar on Earth. If the past was not brutal enough for you, contact with the giant silkworm will send you in a one-trip way to visit your long-gone ancestors within 48 hours. And it will do it the nasty way. If you accidentally rest against the wrong tree, you will be bleeding from every orifice known to your body, facing multiple organ failure, and watching your life expectancy plummet to the next 24 hours. You might be asking yourself by now, why does anything on Earth need to be this venomous? You're probably thinking, what kind of choice do you have when you're this squishy and colorful in the middle of the forest? But hey, we already said this is not a biology video, so we'll just ignore that for now. Shush. And on to the last insect in this list we go. This red-dressed ant cosplay, hence the name Red Velvet Ant, is one of the biggest frauds of the animal kingdom. It's actually a wingless wasp, and I can already hear you in the comments complaining about how this is not cute nor venomous enough to be in this list, but trust me, people have already fallen for this mesmerizing looks. Red Velvet Ant packs a sting so painful it earned the nickname of Co-Killer, and you do not want to find out why. The venom contains toxic compounds that target pain receptors instantly, making it immediately painful upon contact. And let's be honest, I don't care because I currently have only 2 subscribers and I highly suspect both of them to be my mom's secret YouTube accounts, and all the views comes from me watching again and again my own videos. Anyway, for the next contender, we're gonna have to get wet, because we're heading to one of the most unsafe places on Earth, which I highly recommend you stay away from it at all costs: the ocean. If against any caution you decide to go on a little swim and come face to face with this little guy, there is no point trying to escape. Monkeys are not made for water. How do you plan to swim faster than this guy? The blue-ringed octopus's venom contains tetrodotoxin, a powerful neurotoxin also found in pufferfish. Just one more reason you should be nowhere near the ocean. Tetrodotoxin is so potent that a tiny teeny dose will completely paralyze you in minutes, and even if you're close enough to the shore to avoid drowning, it will cause complete respiratory failure, shutting down your diaphragm and bringing your life expectancy to the final seconds you can survive without oxygen in your lungs. And there is literally no antivenom for this shit. This spineless golf ball sized mollusk has enough venom to permanently bench you with the 25 humans in your immediate vicinity in minutes. And if you need another tentacle bell-shaped reason to stay away from this forsaken place, I'm sure some of you are already familiar with the box jellyfish. This transparent plastic bag is considered the most venomous marine animal on the planet and can send 60 bodies into cardiac arrest under 2 minutes, shredding your skin to pieces in the process. You see, I can easily understand why predators might need this much venom. When you're small, squishy and living in an ocean full of monsters and lightning fast prey, you need a solid edge. Venom that can instantly drop your prey is a far more efficient hunting strategy, for obvious reasons. But producing venom this steadily isn't just about making fish drop on the spot. It's energy efficiency at its best. The stronger the venom, the less you need to inject, meaning one tiny dose is enough to secure dinner without wasting resources. The geographic cone snail, which is one of the deadliest creatures in the ocean, might be the embodiment of this strategy. This 6-inch miniature harpoon slinger lives in shallow waters and likes to eat fish, but can't swim for shit, and its body is so tiny that it can't afford making large quantities of venom. Its only viable gameplay is to bury itself and wait for a fish to get close enough to get a taste of the harpoon of death. With less potent venom, the fish might escape and learn how to avoid this one-trick pony point-and-click harpoon camper, and that is how you end up with 6 inches animals that can send 20 adult human to the morgue. But what is not so clear is why your prey this tiny needs enough poison to end something 15 times its size as a defensive mechanism. I am pretty sure you are all very familiar with the alien-looking sea slug, also known as the blue sea dragon, and how toxic it can be. But as you probably noticed by now, there is a common pattern between all these mean little monsters: the colors. And you probably think you know why they are so colorful, but you are missing a big part of the story. I know I said this isn't a biology video, but you need to know why this might be the most selfless animals on the planet. So, why does a golden dart frog need enough poison to murk an elephant? Especially that there is no elephant in the rainforest, and elephants don't eat frogs. And in most cases, the predator that wants to eat the frog will fatally injure the frog on the first bite, which means that even if the predator dies afterwards, since you're already in pieces or in the stomach of the predators that didn't know better, this defeats the purpose of using venom as a defensive mechanism to stay alive. And no, frogs don't do it out of spite to avenge their death. But here is the twist. Consciously or subconsciously, these guys don't care about staying alive. No, I mean it. Let me explain. It's not about survival of the individual, it's about the survival of the group. In evolutionary terms, when toxic creature like this suicidal frog encounters a predator, the extreme toxicity serves as a sacrificial deterrent. Sure, the predator might take a fatal bite, and the frog might not live to tell the tale, but the message sticks. Trust me, you don't want that smoke. This selfless act is known as kin selection. By sacrificing itself, the dart frog makes sure to take out the threat and warn all other members of the predatory group about how deadly their diet choices can be. Live or die, it's still a win for the frogs. And another plot twist is that some of these guys, like the golden dowd frog or the New Guinea birds, are not naturally poisonous. They will go out of their way to consume other smaller poisonous animals, ants and beetles, to accumulate enough poison and be able to secrete it as a defense mechanism. And then comes the last piece of the puzzle, aposematism, which I promise is the last how to spell word in this video. And it might be the boldest defensive strategy you ever seen, and probably the part you are all familiar with. Aposematism is an evolutionary adaptation in which animals develop bright colors, bold patterns, sounds, and other striking features. Animals of this group don't want to hide or fight. They literally make it impossible for you to miss them, so that anyone that feels brave enough to take a bite or even a slight touch can serve as a prime example of why no one should mess with the tiny rainbow squad. This is how they taught dumb humans and all the rest of the animal kingdom to fear bright colors. Though I really should disclaim that the only real threat here is unsurprisingly still us, humans. You'd be shocked at just how dirty we've done some of these little guys. But that is a story for another video. But that said, the next time you see a cute colorful puffball, know that it's daring you to touch it, just so that it can end your entire lineage. And by the way, if you're curious about why this orca decided to start sinking sailing yacht and let its pod on a rampage, attacking multiple boats a day, click here.